on mobile. I don't know.
That's fine. Ashrit,
Maybe
what?
it
Your camera doesn't work? What happened?
Yeah, actually, it's saying that it's like something wrong in the settings. It happened after I updated my iPad to like iOS 17, like iPad OS 17. So I can't like I can't. There's something wrong with my camera.
Okay. Okay. No worries. I thought you are very technically expert. Maybe you'll figure out in 1 or 2 meetings, but it's okay if there is some issue with the gadget.
I'll try to like reboot on the iPad OS 16. I'll go to my after this class, I'll just go to my laptop and just maybe go to iTunes and load up iPad OS 17 and plug it into this iPad. It'll take some probably like 2 hours.
Okay, bro. Thank you, dear friends, Vaishnavis for joining. Lakshay, Bionto, Avni, Vedahi, Ansh, Navya, Sampada, Ishan, Ayush, Zoom user who's in the satsang, Ashrit, Ishan, Ayush, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya vachapatitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Very happy to see again all of you. Is everyone comfortable? Happy? Okay. Very nice. I'm very happy to see all of you. So without further delay, let's chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra Japa. And then we are going to have very special discussion on Kurukshetra today. Right? And we'll take some life lessons from Kurukshetra. Is that okay? Okay, Ishan. Thank you for your turning on your camera. I'm happy to see you. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschala Deshtarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Let's start chanting. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Ram
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Please chant
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Hare Ram Ram Hare
Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
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 Ram Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
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 Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram,
Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
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 Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram
Ram,
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 Hare
Ram,
Hare, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Ram,
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 Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
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 Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Krishna Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Ram.
Ram, Ram,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ishan,
Krishna, Krishna
what are you
Krishna,
doing?
Ram, Ram,
Time to
Hare
chant.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare, Ram Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Ram
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram, Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Ram, 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Ram Hare
Ram,
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 Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna,
Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram,
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 Hare
Ram,
Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Ram Hare Ram,
Ram, Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Ram, 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 Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Ram Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
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 Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram, Ram, Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram.
Ram 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 Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Lakshay, say it properly, Lakshay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vasudeva Paraveda, Vasudeva Paramakha, Vasudeva Parayoga, Vasudeva Parakriya, Vasudeva Param Jnanam, Vasudeva Param Tapa, Vasudeva Parodharmo, Vasudeva Paragatihi. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devakinandanaya cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. When it's time for prayer, if you know the verses, you can chant. If you don't know, at least you can join your hands. Like, in India, I don't know how is it any prayer in the school done here in US? No prayers are done. Welcome to America.
In our school, they do.
They do, right? How do they do? Join hands? How do they
No,
do?
the Pledge of Allegiance.
Hmm.
No, that's not a prayer. Yeah, they also do that Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh no, yeah, not the prayer.
But anyways, forget about what's done outside. But when you're in a spiritual circle, right, at least you can, do Vandanam. We do Mangala Charan, you should also join hands and genuinely pray, right? Some verses some at least Hare Krishna Mahamantra right? Some verses all of correct? So that should be the etiquette, right? If the person speaking Katha is offering prayers and we are doing something, it's not a very nice thing. Okay, so from future, everyone should absorb while we are offering prayers, doing Mangala Charan, etc. Is that okay? Okay, wonderful. I'm so happy again to see all of you. Some of you joined in the last few minutes. Ovi, Ayush, Nishita, Jashid, very happy to see you all. Biraj, Haribol. So how is everyone doing today?
Fine, Prabhuji.
Good, Prabhuji.
Very nice. Very nice. Is everyone comfortable? Happy? Wonderful. Today I have a very special topic for all of us. But before that, let's talk about if anyone learned a new verse in the last week, and if anyone wants to share, if you memorized a new verse and you want to share with everyone. Anyone? Who has learned a verse? One
Prabhuji,
or
I've not learned a new verse, but I was like revising the Kunti Stati.
okay, very good. Raise your hand if you have memorized a new verse. Okay. Thank you, Akshay, Avni, Vedi, for doing that. Thank you. Okay, Lakshay and Avani, you tell the verse you have memorized, please.
Prabhuji, I memorized 9.31, I think.
Okay.
Shipram bhavati dharmatma shashva shantim nigacchati konteya pratijanahi name bhakta pranashyati. Hare
Good
Krishna.
job. Excellent, excellent. Good job. Hey guys, so show some love, show some appreciation. Okay. Don't be just sitting on the fence and okay. You have to encourage, appreciate each other, right? This is we need to support each other. Okay. Right? It's not easy, correct? It's not easy to be a spiritual warrior. We'll talk about be a spiritual warrior. It's not easy. So many battles we are all fighting. So we have to give a lot of love, care, and support to each other. Okay? Okay, Avani, good job, Lakshay.
I memorized 9.30 of the Bhagavad
Mhm.
Gita. Api chetsu duracharo bhajte mam ananyabhak sadhureva samantavya samyak vyavasito hisa.
Wonderful. This is excellent. Thank you. So last time we covered these two verses. We discussed about God's forgiveness, Krishna forgiveness, especially He's so kind to devotees. Yes, Ovi, what's on your mind? You raise your hand. You want to share something?
Yeah, I'm gonna do 9.30.
Oh, you
Api
did that? Okay, yes, please recite.
Chitasudaracharo bhajite mamananyamham sadhureva samantavya samyak vyavasito hi saha.
Excellent. Good job, Ovi. Very nice. Who knows the meaning of this verse? Anyone knows the meaning of 9:30? Vedi, go ahead.
A person, um, if a person makes a mistake, but he's situated in like devotional service, he is to be considered saintly.
Yes. And the next verse, Krishna says, very soon he'll again, if he is situated in his determination, that means continuous bhakti, very soon he'll get back on track. Shipram bhavati dharmatma. Very soon he'll become great again. Right? We all go through challenges. We all go through difficulties. Wonderful. And I see some of you, Avni, where he wrote some reflections also. Very, very nice reflections. Thank you for doing that. And Biraj also did that. Very nice. Thank you. So today we'll talk about Kurukshetra, right? And we'll take some life lessons from Kurukshetra. So the first thing, but let's begin, let's chant some prayers before, so we take blessings from the Guru Parampara before we begin this wonderful topic. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, what does the first thing come to your mind when we talk about the word Kurukshetra? Raise your hands. Let's take some quick thoughts. Okay, Navya, Bionto, Ansh, and rest type in. I want to hear everyone. Rest type in, and few of you will speak.
Prabhuji, I think of the Battle of Mahabharata.
The battlefield? Okay.
Father.
I thought you will say your mother was born in Kurukshetra. Just kidding. Your mother was born there, correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Nice. So many of you are saying, which Navya said, Kurukshetra means the war or the battlefield, correct? Okay, point well taken, excellent point. What else?
Navi
You-
stole my idea.
Okay, next, different idea now.
I think of the Pandavas and the
Okay, let's not forget the rules. Lakshya's turn. Was your turn next? Okay, Ansh was your turn. Okay, go ahead.
I think of the Pandavas and the Kauravas.
Okay, Pandavas, Kauravas fought there. So same idea, battlefield. Okay, what else? Lakshay.
I think that's like a holy place where Krishna's been.
Beautiful point. What's the first verse of Bhagavad Gita? Who knows the first verse of Bhagavad Gita? Everyone should know this verse. Okay, please. Ishan.
Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmakshetre kurukshetre samavetayuyotsava mamaka pandavaschaiva kimmakurvata sanjaya.
Very nice. So the Dhritarashtra Vacha, what does it begin with? Dharma Kshetra. What does Dharma Kshetra mean? It's a holy land, as Lakshay mentioned, right? It's a holy land. It's Dharma Kshetra. Very nice. Any other ideas? So the first idea was Yuddha Kshetra or battlefield, correct? The next idea is Dharma Kshetra or a place of Dharma, correct? Kshetra means place. Any other ideas besides that? Lakshay, did you, yeah, if you're done with your point, yeah, did you convey? Okay. Ashrit?
Maybe the Bhagavad Gita.
Bhagavad Gita was spoken. Okay, that's fine. Dharma Kshetra. So it's kind of connected. The third point is Viraha Kshetra. It's a place of separation as well. So today we will cover these three ideas and life lessons from these Kurukshetra, which denotes what? First is Dharma Kshetra. First is Yuddha Kshetra or battlefield, right? Second is, who knows? Raise your hand if you know. Second is, everyone has to know, my dear friend. It's not that hard, right? I mean, we have already discussed. It's not hard. Everyone has to Dharma Kshetra. And third, who knows this? Third is, yes, Sampada?
Viraha Kshetra, or the land of separation.
Yes, Viraha means separation. Okay. So are you all excited to know what does it really mean? And how can we take life lessons? Who all are excited? Okay, only a few of you. Who all are really excited to know what can we understand from all these concepts, right? What does it mean to me? Okay, let's go and dive into our journey. Not on Facebook. It's here. And I try my best to make slides. I'm not good at it. Maybe you all should help me. But sometimes I'm doing it last minute. So by the way, I was hearing a class from His Holiness Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj. He recently gave a class in ISKCON of Silicon Valley. I was recently hearing it, felt really inspired. And whatever I'm going to share is pretty much from that class. So we should always give the credit to where it belongs. So, and that's the Guru Parampara, to all the senior Vaishnavas, our Acharyas, to the scriptures, and ultimately to Srila Prabhupada and Sri Lord Krishna. Anyone has been to Kurukshetra, by the way? Anyone has been to Kurukshetra, Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra? Oh, Navya has been. When I went last time, this time India, like in earlier this year, I did go to the place called Jyotisar, where Lord Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita. So I was very fortunate to go there. So maybe next time if you're going, or if you live in the northern side, it's not that difficult. It's take a few hours from Delhi. So maybe I'll share some pictures. You want to see some pictures from Kurukshetra, like real photos, not paintings?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I will try to share maybe at the end of the class. Okay, let's begin. 3 lessons from Kurukshetra. So we covered the 3 points. What are the 3 points? You all know that, correct? Okay, by this time everyone should know. The 3 are, why is it not moving ahead? Yuddha Kshetra, battlefield. Dharma Kshetra, place of religion, right? Or land of dharma. And Viraha, Viraha means separation. This will be our verse for today. Lord Krishna says to Arjuna in the 2nd chapter, 3rd verse of Bhagavad Gita, Klebhyam asma gamah partha naitat tvai upapadyate shudram hride dorbalyam tyak tyaktvotishtha parant. Raise your hand, because when I write these days, I'm sharing only one screen, so I can't see the physical hands. So only electronic hands I'll see. Sampada, go ahead.
Klaipyamasmakamaha partha naitattvai upapadyate shudram hridaya dorbalyam tyaktvotishtha parantapa. Okay,
Vedi next, and then Lakshya can read translation.
Hare Krishna. O son of Pritha, or wait, no. Klebhyam masmagama partha netatvai upapadyate shudram hridaya dorbalyam tyakto votishta parantapa.
Very good. Translation.
O son of Partha, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy.
Wonderful. So in this verse, Krishna is telling Arjuna, give up the weakness of heart. Hriday dorbalyam. Be a warrior. Be a fighter. This world is very difficult, right? Is it not? There are so many challenges, so many stress, so many difficult situations. And by the way, the topic of this class is to Vrindavan via Kurukshetra. If we have to go to Vrindavan, we have to go via Kurukshetra, right? Because Vrindavan is a place of spiritual love. Kurukshetra, as we see the 3 dimensions of Kurukshetra, we're going to discuss. If we cannot overcome our external material emotions, how can we develop spiritual emotions? Is it not? If tiny things of this world bother us, is it not? Someone says, hey, you are very ugly, you are very fat, you are good for nothing. And we take it, oh my God, my life is waste. Oh, he said this to me, she said, how dare she said, and we start crying. Oh, world is so unfair. I was so nicely dressed, but the people are so, has it happened to anyone? Right? At times. Or someone may comment about our body, someone may comment about our looks, someone may comment about our grades, someone may comment about our habits. Hey, you just eat leaves, right? How many of you heard that? Right? You just eat leaves. They don't know. Vegetarian options have like thousands and thousands of preparation, but we should not take all that seriously. Be a warrior. We have to fight, as Krishna is saying, Uttishta, rise up, right? Don't fall into this tiny, don't give the remote control of your life to someone else. They play the sad button, and oh, we are sad. They play some other button, angry button, we get angry. How many of you want to do that? Give the remote control to others. Now we are saying no, we don't want to do that. We want to be a warrior, right? Krishna is saying, Be a warrior. Arjuna was saying, hey, Baba, this will happen if I fight. They will die. Who will die? I'll get sins. Who I'll enjoy with? So many reasons. And finally crying. Hands are shaking. And he just gave up, right? That's the first chapter, pretty much, in a few lines. Krishna is saying, give up. Give up this weakness of heart. Develop spiritual strength. We discussed that also in the past. Is it all relatable? Right? Is it not that we go through challenges and difficulties, stresses, tough situations, exams? It could be school exams. It could be exams like, as I said, someone may say anything bad, or someone may mistreat us, right? So we have to raise our consciousness. We have to uplift. We have to uttishta, rise up. Don't be a miser. Let's see a little further. So the greatness of a person is tested in provoking circumstances. Those are tests Krishna is arranging for us to become stronger. Okay, so we should not give up. The world is difficult, right? So you have to become resilient. You have to become resilient. Give up that weakness of heart. What does that weakness of heart could mean? Let's take some thoughts here. I have put some thoughts from the class, but I want to hear, what does weakness of heart or disturbances mean? Yes, Ansh. Others, please type in also.
Maybe
Please try
like
to engage. Please try to engage. I don't want just always a few handful hands raising all the time. If you engage, I don't want to force anything upon anyone. I'll never say, hey, you have to memorize verses. Hey, you have to raise your hand. If you do, it'll be nice. If you don't, you will get proportionally, right? Okay.
I think like that it would mean like if someone's like suffering through like loss or like heartbreak or something, like maybe if someone lost like a close family member.
Yeah, loss of a dear one, right? Fear. Now we said fear, very nice. Affected with outside things or people, very nice. Lakshay.
Anything materially lost, like money or a family member.
Yeah, basically anything we are materially attached to. So when that's gone, we feel bad. Whether we are attached to house, when that's gone, we'll feel bad. It's a friend, it's someone, person, someone they're attached to their pets, correct? And they go into depression. I've seen this, right? When the pet is gone, they are in depression. They are in like they don't have a desire to live. Oh, my pet is gone. Correct. So if we can't fight the battle of this world, how will we try to, if we can't overcome matter? These are all matter, correct? Attachments, fear, anxiety, stress, these are all matter. Then how will we develop spiritual love, spiritual emotion if we can't overcome material emotion? The goal is to develop spiritual emotion, right? Spiritual realization, self-realization. So we have to overcome this. If we can't transcend matter, how will we get to spirit, right? So we have to become resilient. That means be a warrior, be enthusiastic, fight, right? Envy is something very, very, like it takes an advanced person to be compassionate in someone's distress. But it takes an incredibly advanced person to be happy in someone's success. How many of you agree with that? Right? So if someone is having, let's say, a disease, oh, I'm so sorry you got this disease, hope you feel better, right? Genuinely, not just fake, right? That's very good. We should feel. But if others got a better grade, let's say in the same class, or if let's say you play music or you play guitar or you play, any instrument and someone plays better, they get first prize, you get second. If you are, how do we feel? That's not easy, right? In that time, to congratulate from the heart, to be happy in their success, that takes a great person, is it not? So We have to try to become that. So we are talking about the first dimension. That means Yuddha fight, be a spiritual warrior. Okay, this is the first topic. The scriptures have multiple ways to understand, like, or multiple facets. One is the literal meaning, right? Like the battlefield of Kurukshetra, like Kauravas and Pandavas are fighting. This is a history. This is like literally they were fighting. It's not that some fictitious tale to teach a lesson. The other is didactical, and then the other is metaphorical meaning also. So one, Prabhupada often, like, or an allegorical way or metaphorical meaning, Prabhupada is sharing here. We may also take, who's going to read this? Okay, anyone wants to read this? Vedi?
Hare Krishna. We may also take this material world as a battlefield of Kurukshetra. Everyone is struggling hard for existence on this battlefield, and at every step there is danger.
Very nice. Great. Thank you. So what does that mean? This material world is like a battlefield, and at every step there is danger. So we have to become spiritual warrior. Now we are fighting battles at 3 levels. Okay. What are those 3 levels? One is the soul or the self, correct? One is the Sangha. This may not be so relevant for you. And the other is society. Okay, let's try to understand. What kind of battles we are fighting at the self level or the soul level? We want to be pure, correct? Is it not? We want to have good habits, but how many of us get constantly degraded to the lower self? Anyone? We all, right? I don't want to do it, but I still. The lower natures pull us. Why? Because from millions of lifetimes we were, all of you are very, very saintly, my dear friends. The outside world is not trying to become Krishna conscious. You're trying to be a warrior. You're trying to be a spiritual warrior. You're trying to develop higher consciousness. That itself is a great accomplishment, which I congratulate and you all for doing and investing your time for your own self. No one in the world is trying to uplift their consciousness except for some very tiny percentage. Rest all, what they're doing? Just live life king size, do what you want, forget it, watch movies, bad habits, right? There's no end to it. But as sadhakas, sadhaka means practicing devotee. We are trying to go up. We're trying to go against the current. Is it not? But going against the current, we may sometimes go to our lower nature. Is that? Because fight is hard. We may get defeated sometimes, and it's okay. But as we discussed, don't give up, right? So the first battle is the battle at self level. So the impurities are pulling us down, our envy, we feel that sometimes, lust, greed, anarthas, impurities, don't they pull us down? The next is at Sangha. Even in a spiritual circle, sometimes the lower natures can pull. Can anyone give example? Even in a spiritual circle, why she was given chance to sing? I can also sing Kirtan, right? Has that happened to anyone, right? Why not me? I could have also sung the Kirtan. I could have also given the class or whatever. I could have also done this drama. Why they didn't enroll me? Correct? These things can happen, right? We have to stay on guard. That Sangha is required for spiritual purification, but position, tendency to be the forefront, oh, I'm better, right? Can also happen in a spiritual Sangha. And then comes the society, the third level, which is outside world, peer pressure. Now that we all know. Any examples there? How we have to fight in the outside circles, material circles, peer pressures, whatnot. Are you all following? Is it getting too technical? Is it too hard, or is it easy, or right? It's making sense, correct? There's a fight, right? So, okay, give me examples on the third level. Yes, Ansh.
Prabhuji, an example for like peer pressure would be like maybe you don't want to go to like a party or something, but like all of your friends are doing it and they're like forcing you like by saying maybe if you don't go to the party, they won't talk to you.
Okay, yeah. Outside so-called parties, someone said listening to non-devotional songs, or not, like that's like internal. If it is just for self, you are tempted. Temptations are internal. Like that's the first level, soul level, like self level. But if you are in an outside world, what they're talking about, 99.9% material stuff. No one is talking about Krishna. So that's what I meant. When you go outside, when you step outside your Krishna conscious environment at home, no one is going to remind you of Krishna. They'll remind you of movies and some film stars, some Hollywood, Bollywood, this, cricket match, football, soccer, anything and everything but Krishna. Is it not? So we have to be a warrior there too. It's a fight. And we should support each other, is it not? So the fight at 3 levels. Is it making sense? Any comments or questions before I move the next level? Why should we fight now? Why should we fight? To improve our own self. Because if we don't, then we'll keep oscillating in the cycle of birth and death. But if we want to grow, if we want to make our life successful and develop pure love for Krishna, we have to fight. We have to learn to face difficulties. This we are all talking at material level, right? Is it not? Because if we can't tolerate material things, how will we transcend it? Is it not? If a tiny provocation is bothering, hey, someone says, hey, you are bad, you're good for nothing, and we take it for life. No. So someone asks a great personality, a spiritual guru, how should we face difficulties? Okay. And you want to hear how he gave 3 examples: potato, wool or cotton wool, and herbs. He said, don't be like a potato. So how to face difficulties? He said, okay, bring boiling water, put potato in the boiling water. What will happen? If you put potato in boiling water, like it's boiling for 20 minutes, what will happen? Come on, type in, everyone type in. Yes, Bionto, what will happen?
A burned potato or a roasted potato.
No, you're not baking it, my dear friend. It's in boiling water. It won't burn. If the water is there, it won't burn. Try it out, okay? With your mother's or father's help. Anyone else? Yeah. Ashrit, you have to raise your hand. I mean, otherwise it's like a guy from... Yes, go ahead.
I was actually raising my hand in like real life, then I realized that my video is not working.
Go ahead. Come on.
So it'll soften.
It will soften and soften. It will leave its peel first, right? It will soften and it will just disintegrate. Okay, try at home, right? Keep boiling potato for 20-30 minutes, right? It will just disintegrate into pieces. It will become very soft and very like malleable and just like disintegrate eventually. Do you agree with that? Or maybe ask your seniors' parents. They will tell you that will happen. That's how aloo parathas are also made, right? They're like smashed, right? So is it good? What does it mean? That when difficulties come, we lose our identity, we disintegrate, we break down. Right? Breakdown is a good word. Break down. We don't want to break down. Okay? So we should not be like potato. Give up, break down. Next is wool, cotton wool. Imagine you put a big lump of cotton in boiling water. what will happen? It will squeeze, right? Because it will absorb, and then it will just become, and if you like further keep doing that, it'll turn very hard, right? It will turn hard. The big fluffy cotton will kind of get very narrow or condensed, and it will turn hard. So some people are like that cotton. That's also not a good thing. So what happens there? That they become hard-hearted. Oh, I will never ever talk to this person. This person, or I will, the whole world is bad, right? Because there's nothing good in here. Hard-heartedness, right? Or life is bad. There's no good thing in here. Like the whole, so they become hard-hearted. But when you put herbs in the water, boiling water, what happens? Has anyone done that? Made a herbal tea, right? What happens? Yes, Lakshay.
The water like smells and tastes like the herb. Like the herb turns like the water into like kind of like the herb.
Yes, they give their fragrance, they give their essence, they give what best is in them in tough circumstances, right? Like a sugarcane juice machine. How many of you have seen that? The sugarcane juice machine, especially in India, it's okay. Let's watch this video. So he's going to make a sugarcane juice. So they put this, and it goes through this gear mechanism. You may have seen this if you have been to India and seen. So it's going through very tough pressure, is it not? If the finger goes in, I mean, it's gone, right? So that's how the sugarcane goes through pressure and gives the juice, is it not? That's how we can learn that we should also become, when we are tested in life, we should bring our best, not the worst. And there's a beautiful prayer by His Grace, I think, Purijan Prabhu. May the heart-crushing wheel of life, the life crushes us hard, correct? Extract some humility from my offense-hardened heart, and may the nectar of that humility give rise to pure love for Krishna. So in short, in difficulties, we have a chance to, to bring out the best or bring out the worst. When we prepare ourselves through spiritual life, when we become a spiritual warrior, then we can. But if we're not, then what will come? Then only anger will come, venom will come, no juice will come. We'll be like either potato or the cotton. Coal under pressure. Coal under pressure turns into diamond, my dear friends. After millions of years, coal turns to diamond. So that pressure helps to bring out the best. We should always take in. Like in exams, like you have exams. How many of you want exams? How many of you want exams? Most people don't want exams, right? How many of you will study equally nicely if there are no exams? Right? How many of you, okay, let's put an affirmative way. How many of you study much better when you have a deadline for an exam? When you know an exam is coming in a week or 2 days or 3 days, right? You are really studying hard. So in that way, and it's majority of the population does that. So those exams are basically good now, if you see from the other perspective, because it's helping you to study better. Is it not? If there is no exam pressure, 99%, even if some are saying, oh, I'll study equally great, I'll study, I will not stop studying. very soon that even those people will kind of faint, right? That's how material nature works, is it not? So that pressure, that anxiety helps to bring out the best. So similarly in life, exams help us to bring out our best if we take it in the right perspective. So that's the first and the foremost and the most important lesson. Be a spiritual warrior, because life is like a battlefield. If we can't overcome these battles, external battles, we cannot overcome internal battle. If slight provocations are bothering us to the extent like anything, how can we expect to grow further? Is that fair? Any thoughts or comments so far for the first point? We discuss in multiple ways, right? Soul, Sangha, and then society, right? So is that okay? Shall we move to the next point? So what's the next dimension of Kurukshetra? Who knows? We have discussed the first dimension, which is Yuddha Kshetra. What's the next dimension? Yes, Ansh.
Dharmashetra.
Dharmashetra, right? So let's go to Dharmashetra. Lesson 2. Find and embrace your dharma. Who's going to read this loud and clear? Is Arna on call? Arna, you want to read, please? Yes.
Now from this we may take the lesson that in our fight with Maya, we should not be in a position in which our strength, enthusiasm, and senses will be unable to fight vigorously. Our Krishna consciousness movement has actually declared war against the illusory energy in which all the living entities are rotting in false understanding of civilization. The soldiers in this Krishna conscious movement must always possess physical strength, enthusiasm, and sensual power. To keep themselves fit, they must therefore place themselves in a normal condition of life. What constitutes a normal condition will not be the same for everyone, and therefore there are divisions of varnashrama.
Wonderful. So next dimension is, as we hear, this is Gajendra Leela from Canto 8. Thank you, Arna, for reading this. So what does it mean that we all have our psychophysical nature, correct? Right now, you're all young, 10, 12, 15 years, etc. And you are still exploring that. You may not have full clarity. I mean, even adults don't have, to be honest, full clarity on their psychophysical nature. But the point is that if you are in the wrong place, you will not be successful. You'll not be happy, in short. For example, a drunkard would feel natural at bar, but a devotee would feel very uncomfortable, is it not? A devotee feels comfortable in the temple, in the holy environment, Vaishnav Sangha, nice prasadam, etc. A devotee will feel very uncomfortable in a casino mode of ignorance, mode of passion, bad things going on, right? So basically, in the story of Gajendra, being a land animal, was in the water, and therefore he was losing strength. So therefore, he was against his physio-psychological nature. So what is this aspect teaching? That we have to find our dharma. Dharma in this case also means our true self, our religious duty, etc. We all have a duty right now to study, but eventually, as we discuss one self-analysis in the class one day, you remember, right? Like some of you like art, some of you like craft, some of you like medicine, some of you like very technical things, some of you like robotics, some of you like coding, some of you like to be a teacher, some of you are introverts, some of you are extroverts, some of you like public speaking, some of you don't want to. So these are also important things, my dear friends, to keep in mind our future decisions. If we are in the wrong place, and right now, as I said, you can adapt, you can change, but if you you have to know yourself also. Like, okay, you have to explore the journey within. We have to explore our true self. Okay. And what is, let's say, some of you want to be a teacher, some of you want to be engineer, doctor, lawyer, whatnot, right? But that's not the real dharma. What is real dharma? Real dharma is to become Krishna conscious. So all the other dharmas are there to get to the one dharma. But then why? Then this journey of Kurukshetra is to get to Vrindavan. Okay, so our goal of life is not to be a good doctor or to be a good teacher. But if it helps, because we have to have some livelihood, right? Most of you eventually, we need some livelihood, a source of income, right? To pay the bills, etc. But if that's misaligned, for example, if I have to work, let's say 16 hours every day, and in that I have to sell, let's say, maybe alcohol, I'll not be happy. First of all, I'm overworking. I'll have no time for bhakti, correct? And then I am against my nature. My nature is not to do that. So I'll not be happy there. And if we are not happy in the material situations, or I'm not comfortable, then how can I peacefully chant Hare Krishna? Is it not? So find your dharma, embrace it to get to real dharma. And what is real dharma? Be Krishna conscious. Okay. I'm going a little fast because we have less time. In this Bhagavad Gita, all of you know this verse, right? 2.7. Arjuna is also asking, Dharma Samoda. I have confused about my duty, right? Now please guide me. What is best? And the real dharma, the occupational activities a man performs according to his own position, are only so much useless labor if they do not provoke attraction for the message of Supreme Personality of Godhead. In short, all the religions, that's why Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarv Dharman, give up all forms of religion and surrender it. That means give up all forms of so-called religion. And what is real religion? Shelter of Krishna, love for Krishna. Okay, is that okay? The first aspect is the Yuddha Kshetra. The second aspect is finding our Dharma, Dharma Kshetra, and embracing it. Being in aligned with our nature, in short. I'll be aligned with your nature, right? Every one of us have a different nature. Even we should try to opt for services or be volunteer for services which are aligned in our nature. We cannot do everything in the world, correct? Is that everyone agrees? But we all, Krishna has blessed us uniquely with different traits. Everyone is blessed differently. Do you agree with that? Some of you are very good in dancing, but if I try to dance and say compete with all of you, are so amazing dancers, I've seen some of you dance, and then say, oh, well, my life is waste, I can't dance. No. A fish knows to swim. The elephant has a different trait. The cheetah can run very fast. There's no comparison between the cheetah and the fish, right? Is it making sense? Similarly, Krishna has blessed us uniquely. We should try to identify that and serve accordingly, rather than envying or feeling bad or feeling discouraged. Okay. Third dimension is viraha, or separation. Viraha means separation. What is the goal of life? To get to Krishna, prema, or back home, back to Godhead. And right now we are in separation from Krishna. Is it not? Kurukshetra is a place where gopis were crying for Krishna. Also, what are we crying for? Do we cry for something? Okay, if you don't want to answer openly, you can type in the chat. Raise your hand if you have cried for anything in life, whatever, material, spiritual, whatever. Okay, we have all cried at some point or the other. What is that cry for generally? If you feel comfortable, you can speak. If you feel you want to share in the chat, that's also fine. But I want to hear some responses. What do we cry for generally? What do I cry for? Forget about others. We all have cried for something in the past. Okay. What is that thing which makes us cry? Genuinely, honestly, right? Mistakes, when someone goes, right, like in separation, okay, loss of a dear one, when you get bad grade, instead of A you got B, you didn't get anything you wanted, right? Or your parents chastised you. How many of you cried there, right? Right. I remember one time I was, wanting a bike, and my brother got a bike, but I wanted to bike, like drive it myself. And I was like, it was night time. And he said, okay, don't drive now. This is not a time to drive at 10 p.m. in the night. But I was hell bent, and then I really cried that day. So we all cry, right? For petty things. Oh, I didn't get that grade. Oh, I didn't get that thing I wanted. I didn't get that gadget, or my parents said, or my friend said something, right? Or maybe sometimes we may get hurt, right? Hurt due to like an injury, correct? Physical injury. We may cry. Like, how many of you got stitches, right? Like some physical injury or anything, any form. I pray you always be healthy. But we get all these things because this is the nature of this world. It makes us cry. But most of the responses, actually, only some of you responded. I don't know why. I mean, don't feel shy. It's okay to share, and it's yeah. One of you said that occasionally during kirtan, when parents scold. Okay, yeah. So we all cry at sometimes, but majority of that is material reasons, is it not? Majority of that is material reasons. Let's see different types of crying as well. So crying as samsarika. Samsarika means worldly person. Ever lost my job, lost a grade, got better. Oh, India lost the World Cup, or I didn't get the sports or my dance competition, failed in my exam. All this is material cry, is it not? And Srila Madhvacharya explains that all these tears, and we have been doing that from lifetimes, can fill up the ocean. Now the next is cry like a sahajya. Sahajya means some people, oh, I love Krishna, and crying and crying. Sahajya, why? To get attention. Krishna is my everything, and it's not internal, but they're showing external. Tears are an expression of our internal emotion, is it not? What we are feeling internally. Internally, we are feeling sad. Tears are, hot, right? But there are joyful tears, which are a little cold. So, sahajya. But there's one like a sadhaka. As Prabhupada explains in the chanting, it's like a cry of a baby towards the mother, like a baby cries. The baby really needs help or milk or something. So we should also try to cry. Try to cry for Krishna as a sadhaka. We are not siddha, at least I am not. Siddha means perfect soul, pure self-realized devotee, right? So there's a beautiful prayer here. May the cry of samsarika, like worldly person, become the cry of a sadhaka. Instead of crying for the worldly things, we should cry as a devotee, as a practitioner devotee. So one day it will become siddha. Like Mata Yashoda is also sometimes crying. The gopis are also crying, but they are siddhas. Pure love for Krishna, they're crying. They're not crying like a sahajya. They're not crying like a sadhaka. They're crying in separation. And that's the viraha. Right now, most of our tears are material. Even if it's in separation, oh, my father is there, I'm crying, or my mother is there, I'm crying. It's also pretty much material, is it not? But we should learn, Krishna, I have forgotten you from millions of lifetimes, and that's why I'm suffering in this material world. Again, we don't have to cry. Means a genuine call also. It doesn't just mean artificial tears. If they come genuinely, that is okay, right? But it should not be artificially to show again. Then it becomes sahajya, show off, right? To prove, oh, look at me, oh, I cry for Krishna, I'm such a great person, right? That's bad. That's hypocrite to show off what we are not, correct? To cry basically means genuine call. When we are chanting, genuinely calling, Krishna, I really want you in my life. You are my real father, my real mother. Please help me so I can develop that genuine emotion, right? I am suffering in this world because I have forgotten you. Krishna bhuli sei jeev anadir bahirmukh. That's real cry. And if we try that, then Krishna will help us. So I want to pause here. There are a few other things, but we'll pause here. So we covered, let's take some thoughts, reflections, questions. Anyone? We covered the 3 aspects of Kurukshetra, 3 dimensions from Kurukshetra to Vrindavan. The first is be a warrior. It's a battlefield. Life is a battlefield. We're fighting itself or soul, and Sangha, spiritual circle. We're fighting at the society level, material circle. Then we covered how to deal with challenges, right? Difficulties, obstacles, not like the potato, not like the cotton, but like the herbs, which give their essence in the time of distress. Then we talk about the next dimension, which is the Dharma Kshetra, finding and discuss the Gajendra example. Gajendra was at the wrong place. We are at the wrong place, we cannot be very successful. Finding our true, what Krishna has given my unique skills, traits, figure it out, right? And try to use them. Same in Seva. And the third is the Viraha or cry. Not like a materialist, not like, he said, she said, but like a sadhaka, genuine sadhaka. And that doesn't always mean utter tears. It means a genuine call from the heart. So I want to pause here. Let's take some thoughts, comments, questions. Was it okay? Did it all make sense, or too complicated or too tough to comprehend? Simple, right? You're all so smart people. Let's take some reflections. Something struck you today. Something take home from today in your words. Nothing. Wow, that gives me a lot of encouragement. Ansh.
I was gonna say, I realized like when we were talking about the tests and like how tests make you study more, I realized like at the end of the year when they have tests, that's so that you study more and so that you can like memorize everything. So when the year starts again next year, you don't have to like study again.
Very nice. Very thoughtful point. The tests help us to bring out the best. Very nice. Alaksha?
I learned that Kurukshetra also means a place of separation.
Kurukshetra also means a place of separation. Yes, very beautiful point. Anyone else? Is there Kahoot today? Someone is asking, is there Kahoot? Okay, there is. Navya, you are lucky. Navya said? Lakshya asked? Okay, someone asked. Good. Okay, so no questions, no further comments, then we'll go to Kahoot. So again, I request you to please memorize 2.3 verse, which is a beautiful verse. Talks about rise up, right? Rise up. And give up this weakness. Be a warrior. It reminds we have to be a spiritual warrior, right? And please write some thoughts. So this is a very powerful. I really enjoyed the class, and I like to share. When I was hearing, I felt this is something nice I should share. And while sharing, I learn more. So praying so you can practice more. But please share some thoughts, share some reflections, share something which struck you. Right? It will be a good revision of what you learned and how you practically apply. Okay, please write that. Arshad?
Probably like where I found like I have a doubt. Where does this like class get live streamed to?
Your parents are in the WhatsApp group, and all the recordings are shared there.
Oh,
There's a YouTube channel. You can use your parents' phone, whoever is in that. I think your mother is in that group, and subscribe to that channel. And that there's a playlist called the Youth Classes, Kids Bhakti Classes. All the classes are systematically uploaded there by our wonderful volunteer Sampada. And Vedhi and Avani also assist. Thank you.
okay.
Anything else? Okay, Avani, you can take over the Kahoot. Thank you everyone for joining. Mishti, Ethereal, Haribol, happy to see you.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Haribol. Okay, let's run the Kahoot today.
What mood does everybody have?
There's a new one called the Lost Pyramid. I want to try that out.
Let's do that
Let's try
one.
that.
Which
Yeah,
one?
let's try
The
that.
new one, the Lost Pyramid.
You
Yeah.
have to pay for the new one.
Oh, Lost Pyramid. Okay. I don't think we can.
Oh yeah, it's not free.
Oh yeah, that's
We
good.
Sorry
can
about
do.
that. Okay.
We can do.
Is there
Kingdom.
another one? Any that you guys want to do?
We can do the Color Kingdoms.
Can we just do like classic?
Color Kingdom?
Treasure trove, we haven't done that before.
Wait, no, color kingdoms are also like premium.
I want to do chill art.
Do treasure
Chill
trove.
art?
We haven't done that.
Let's just
color
do
kingdoms or
classic.
chill art?
Yeah,
Classic
can
is
we just do classic?
yeah, there's
Yeah,
classic.
we can do classic.
Now classic.
Not classic? Oh well.
It's fine. We can just do classic.
Whee!
Has everybody joined who wants to play?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. We'll get started then. Okay. What does para param slash paro mean? This is also multi-select. Who is Param Ishwara? Lord Brahma, Lord Krishna, Lord Shiva. Oh. True or false? The goal of all sacrifices is to please Lord Krishna. Nice.
True or false? Dhruva's father loved him and his brother equally. That is false. Okay, this is multi-select. What did Suruchi say to Dhruva when he said that he wanted to sit on his father's lap? You can sit on his lap after your brother. You don't deserve to sit on his lap because you were the son of a servant. You can't sit on his lap because you weren't born from my womb. Or you can go sit on his lap after you eat your food. Remember, this is multi-select. That's right. How did Dhruva feel after he heard what Suruchi said? He was okay, it didn't really affect him. He was very upset. He was disgusted. Yeah, okay. He was actually very upset after he heard what she said. What did Dhruva's mother tell him after he went to go talk to her? She told him to deal with it. She told him to leave her alone. She told him that she didn't care, or none of the above. True or false? Sunita gave Dhruva 3 golden pieces of advice after he came to her. What was the first piece of advice? Whenever someone says something mean, you should just ignore it. You should do tit for tat, or you should not wish ill towards others, no matter what they say. Yeah, the first piece of advice that she gave was that, don't wish ill towards others, don't do any tit for tat. What was the second piece of advice that she gave? You may be receiving what you might have done in the past. Whenever someone says something mean, you should just ignore it. We have to tolerate the bad things that others say. You should always stand up for yourself. Okay, the second piece of advice that she gave was that you may be receiving what you might have done in the past, like your past karma. And what was the third piece of advice that she gave? You should always stand up for yourself. In the negativity, find something positive. Doing tit for tat is the right thing to do. Or we have, yes, so she said that in the negativity, always find something positive. So how his stepmother told him, you need to go to the forest and worship Lord Vishnu. That was the positivity in the negative words that she said. Okay, last question. True or false? This is also double points. Finding something positive in the negativity is also called the honeybee mentality. Oh, that was very fast. Yes, that is true. Okay, third place, Lakshay, good job. Second place, Ashrit, good job. And first place, Vedhi. Okay, good job everyone.
This was basically easy. The people on the first 5 probably got everything correct. It was just time delays.
Okay, well, we'll see everybody next week.
Hare
Everybody have
Krishna.
a great rest
Hare
of the day.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.